Lindsey Vonn, welcome to The Daily Show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I've known you for a few years, so I knew some of the stories in this book, but like I didn't know how much of a, let me choose my words carefully, crazy person you were.
I was expecting something like
No,
this.
no. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because like I struggle to plan what I'm going to do next week in life. You had a 10-year plan to make it to the Olympics. And this is a plan as a 9-year-old, I have to add on top of that. So at 9 years old, you're like, I want to go to the Olympics in 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, my dad definitely helped me with the planning. But we had, I met Peekaboo Street, my idol, when I was 9. Came home and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. And I was like, okay, let's make a plan. We printed out calendars. We had highlighters. It was like a whole thing.
What are you planning in that 10 years? No, I mean, I know you're the greatest, but what takes 10 years? I need to understand what takes...
So when you're 9, you have to like build up a point profile, you know, certain requirements that you have to make in order to kind of make the progression to even get to the US ski team and then to the Olympics. So, and my dad was a racer when he was growing up. He was a junior racer, so he knew kind of all the levels that I needed to get. And, you know, obviously I had to start expanding my repertoire because I was from Minnesota. So 300 vertical feet is not a place where you learn downhill skiing. So we had to move to Colorado when I was 12. So it was like, you know, the 10-year plan was extensive.
Okay, I understand. I mean, Minnesota might not have been great for your repertoire, but it was great for preparing you for the doldrums of the cold. Do you even feel cold anymore?
I hate
like
the cold.
Everyone is dying here in New York. Everyone's freezing. And then today when you came in, I was like, oh, she's just going to come in like a tank top and be like, oh, summer day, everybody. How you doing?
I hate the cold.
You're like the bane of the cold. Run. Like, that's you.
The bane of the cold.
You are the bane of the cold.
I mean, why do you think I ski fast?
To get out of the cold?
Exactly. Literally, I make it to the bottom as fast as I can. I put my clothes back on.
Okay, this makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. I also didn't know, and this was really cool to read in the book. You're an interesting human being in that you talk about how hard life was for you in some instances. Athletes used to be told, hey, don't tell people you're depressed. You're going to lose everything. Endorsements. People don't want you on a team. You came out and said, hey, I'm struggling with depression, and this is what I'm doing about it. But what was interesting to me is the fact that you don't seem to have fear when it comes to the slopes, though. Like, life is this scary thing, and then you're going down a hill at I don't know how many miles an hour.
85.
85 miles
Roughly.
an hour. 85 miles, not kilometers.
Miles, right, correct, miles per hour.
And there's no fear.
No, I mean, the skiing was like the most simple thing in my life, the easiest thing. Everything else was hard, and skiing was like my sanctuary.
How many times have you crashed?
I mean, we don't have enough, hours in the show to
After the first crash, no fear?
No, it's just, that's part of the job, like that's the risk factor in skiing, and that's honestly one of the things that makes it exciting, you know? It wouldn't be exciting if every time you fell into a pile of pillows.
Well, that's what I thought it was. I wanted to go skiing. I don't know how to ski, and I always wanted to learn how to ski.
Okay, it's done. We're doing it.
And then I saw all of your injuries. Then I was like, I thought the whole point of skiing is that you fall into like clouds, and then you don't get hurt. And then
snow is not as soft as it may appear.
Yeah, you see, that's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
That's
Ice is hard. Yes.
Lindsey Vonn has gone on to inspire so many people. You're mentoring, some of the skiers, some of the athletes who are going to the Winter Olympics. You're going to be commentating on that. When you're watching the Olympics, do you have favorites? Do you have sports that you love? Is it always going to be skiing, or are there some winter sports where you're like, nah, this is like my secret passion. Like curling is my shit. That's how I roll.
I mean, I'm from Minnesota, so curling should be my shit.
Okay.
But it's not. Sorry. I love figure skating. I just think it's really cool. Like figure skating and gymnastics are my jam, but I always love alpine skiing. And of course, I'm going to be cheering for people that, I've helped over the last couple of years and throughout my career, and obviously Team USA.
Right.
But it's also going to be, hard a little bit to watch because I'm going to be I will miss competing a little bit.
One of the hardest things athletes face is the fact that their careers are essentially over when life sort of begins.
Yeah.
Athletes talk about this all the time, whether it's, Chris Bosh, whether it's Dwayne Wade, whether it's yourself, everyone goes, yeah, I'm 36 years old, 37 years old, and now life is over. How have you dealt with that?
It was a tough transition. I think the first year was really hard. And even though I had set up business and I had so much to do, it didn't take away from the fact that, skiing was was gone.
Right.
You know, it's something that you've done your entire life. And it's not like a career change where, you know, you could change your mind and go back to it. It's like one day you wake up and literally what you love to do is no longer possible.
Wow.
So it was just, I don't know, it was a hard moment for me, but I figured it out and I found new passions and new ways to challenge myself. I think that's the most important thing. You know, athletes are very driven and goal-oriented, and we just need something to push ourselves towards. And for me, that's become business, and, you know, I've been venture capital a bit now, so there's just a lot of things that are going on, which, you know, excites me. It's not going 85 miles an hour down a mountain,
right.
But, you know, I will make do with what I have.
Are there any things that you miss that you try and apply to your life now? Like, I didn't know, for instance, that before you went downhill, you would spit. I don't know if I was reading that correctly. You were spitting, yes?
Of all the things to pick out in my book, you know, we can talk about spitting. But
no,
yeah,
this is the thing to not, like, I didn't understand this.
Well, I don't know, I think that's just something that I naturally did, but I guess it, like, boosts testosterone. I think some athletes do it. So it's not very ladylike.
So you spit before, like, you do the thing?
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, it's a thing.
Wow.
I don't know.
Do you do that now before big meetings?
No. No.
It could bring back the thrill.
No, I don't think the boardroom is meant for
you do it outside the boardroom, obviously. I mean, this is a civilized environment. You're just outside the boardroom,
right,
before the boardroom.
In the bathroom, before I go to my meeting, I just
you know what?
Get into it.
Don't knock it before you try
I'll just do some Lil Wayne instead, I think.
Lindsey Vonn, congratulations on writing an amazing book. It's really fun. It's a really inspiring story. I think people will really enjoy it. And good luck for the Olympics.
Thank you.
Good luck for the world of venture capital and business. And hopefully we'll see you again on the show.
Thank you.
All right, people. Lindsey's memoir, Rise, is available wherever books are sold.